Hey, this is Mike, and this is a podcast. I don't know whether I'm going to put this out on the Mike Dell's World feed or the Mike Dell Unplugged feed or both. I might put it out on both. Who knows? Anyway, sorry for being sort of not very communicative here the last month or so. I have done a Geek of the North, and that's been about it. A little bit on Facebook, a little bit on Twitter, but very little. I've been kind of laying low. And there's a reason for that. Well, first off, I made the decision last week, believe it or not. And I made the decision last week that I was going to put my 1 month notice in at a job that I've been at for 18 years, 4 months, and 6 days, but who's counting? And so I've been like a stressed out mess for the last, probably week or so, because I'm going on to the unknown. I'm wanting to go out on my own, doing some consulting, some video work, some audio work, some, just this and that. But, and plus with Raw Voice, ramping up some stuff over there, so I'll get a little more work in that position. So I was ready to go at it alone, and like I said, I was a nervous wreck all last week. Every day, and a new question had come up, and do I really want to do this or do I not want to do this? Well, the decision was actually made for me. Friday morning, I worked the night shift, and Friday morning about 6:45, the president of the company comes up behind me and says, "Morning, Mike." And I said, "Oh, really?" Because I kind of guessed something was going on. I didn't realize it was going to be Friday, but Friday I was officially laid off, so that saved me from stressing out all this weekend and putting in my resignation on Monday. So anyway, so it was kind of unique timing, but I seen the writing on the wall. The business is going okay, I guess. They had a pretty lousy first quarter, and we had a few technical hiccups and all that didn't help, and I've seen my workload go up and down and up and down, and it stays down longer. It would stay down longer and longer, like most this winter. Towards the end of the week, I was, just searching for stuff to do there, and I knew that can't be sustained, and keep my position available, viable, and truthfully, I kind of lost passion for the job. I mean, not that, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't something I was overly interested in. And in a job like that, in the printing industry, you got to be on top of your game or you're going to make mistakes. And, and if you're truly not all that interested in it, it just screws you up. So like I said, it was a little freaky Friday morning that happened, but then again, I was, we were making plans, and so anyway, that's my big announcement, I guess, that I am now officially amongst the self-employed rather than the unemployed, because unemployed, that's, I'm not currently employed with an employer. I am my own employer, and I got lots of irons in the fire, so it's going to be good. Definitely looking forward to it. And with all the stress I had this weekend, you might hear it in my voice, I got a little bit of a cold or something, having a little bit of a, what do you call it? A phlegm fest is what I like to say. But anyway, definitely the stress has been relieved, and definitely feeling good, other than, like I said, getting rid of this cold, but seems to be pretty minor and shouldn't progress too much. And like I said, looking forward to being able to spend more time with the things that I like to do and the things that I'm good at. and things that I'm interested in. If you get up every day and you're dreading going into a job, you can do that for a while, and sometimes that's the responsible thing to do, but on the other hand, you can only do it so long before you flame out on it, and that's what was happening with me. And it coincided with a little bit of a downturn in the business and other mitigating factors that I'm not going to go into. And I'm not, like I said, definitely not bitter in any way, shape, or form. I had a good job for 18 years. Well, should say good enough job for 18 years, and I think I did some good things there and all that. But it was definitely time for me and the company to part ways, and it just worked out that they beat me to it. So anyway, and that's it's fine. At first, the self-esteem does take a bit of a hit, but then again, my self-esteem had been taking a hit for a while, and that's why I haven't really been motivated to podcast, because I come home from being stressed out and at work, not stressed, I guess, is just kind of soul sucking. And it, like I said, it's nobody's fault except I completely lost interest in what I was doing there. And the business that I'm going to be going into, which I'm already into somewhat, but I'm going to be ramping up to a full-time gig, is stuff I'm interested in. And when I become not interested in it, then I can change it. And it's just going to keep it good. I'm 45 years old. When else was I going to start this? I couldn't see, doing the same thing I'd been doing for the next 20 years. First off, I'm not positive that business is good. No, I'm pretty sure the company is going to be there, but it may morph into something completely different. And, might be something I'd be interested in, might not be. That's the thing. But with my own thing, and like I said, with the raw voice thing ramping up a little bit, and over time that may become more of what I do. But like I said, I'm not going to count on that either, because things change and morph, and I really enjoy doing what I do for raw voice, and I plan on keeping doing it as long as it's interesting and I can be of use to them. I keep going through my I listen to a lot of podcasts, of course, and I also listen to a lot of motivational. Well, back in the day, it was tapes, cassette tapes, and nowadays it's usually digital downloads. But like Zig Ziglar stuff, Dave Ramsey. What's his name? I was just listening to him too. Dan Miller. Yeah, there you go. Dan Miller from 48 Days to the Work You Love and No More Dreaded Mondays. And one of the quotes that all of them have, they keep saying over and over and over again, that if you're not passionate for your work, it's not going to work for you. And I wasn't passionate about it. I am passionate about podcasting. Now, I may not be the most technically perfect production, out there, but then again, no, you don't have to in podcasting. It's the content that counts. And, even in that, with everything going on in life with me, my content hasn't been that great or plentiful. But that's going to change, because I am definitely motivated, and I want to share the journey as I go into self-employment. So anyway, this is kind of an overly personal thing. But the other quote that I remember hearing, I think it's a Zig Ziglar quote, something to the effect of, if you just help provide... if you provide enough people with what they want, then you'll get what you want. In other words, you can make a living by helping people. And I have the knack for explaining and helping with, somewhat technical and like with podcasting in general, but it's not just podcasting, with video, with audio production, with, just general computer stuff. Now, yeah, I don't want to be the guy that, gets the phone call that I can't print. No, that's not, that would be mundane, boring, and all that stuff. But, helping a creative person who wants to set up a WordPress blog with a podcast feed, hey, that's going to be awesome. And that's what I'm good at. And, I'm going to do that locally here, hopefully with businesses, setting up websites and, not the design part. There's people out there that do a way better job at designing things than I do, but with the technical aspect of it and, just the general workflow and, I'm also going to do some SEO work. Now, yeah, everybody's into SEO. You get spam emails all the time. Get your site #1 in Google, blah, 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 No, that's not what I'm going to do. But I am going to do consulting as far as, well, here's what I would do. And, and I've done that, with my flightradio.com site. It's #1 in Google for all the keywords that I would use to find aircraft frequencies and information on how to listen to airplanes on your scanner and all that. And speaking of which, I got that book that I'm going to have time to finish here a couple months late, but it'll be finished. The Flight Radio Guide to Aircraft Scanning. And that'll be available on Amazon at some point in the next, who knows, month or two. And, I don't expect to get, rich on that either, but, it's just one of the other irons in the fire. And the other bonus plan is the station manager at WNMC, where I do my every other week folk show, asked me probably 6 months ago, hey, what's your availability for the morning show? They've got a kind of a morning zoo type show where, it's just like any other place, but with a little bit of a twisted slant. And so now I'm going to let him know that, hey, I'll do it once a week. So I'll be in, once a week probably doing mornings on WNMC, which is, like I said, kind of a morning zoo type show. And I'm also going to be working on getting their camera system hooked to a computer so that it can be used on Ustream or some other similar streaming service. Because right now we're we're broadcast on the college cable channel on the local cable system here in Traverse City. But they got this nice switcher and 4-pan zoom tilt cameras and all that, it's somewhat interesting, I guess, seeing what goes on in a radio studio while a show is being produced. And I want to get that out on the internet for them. So that's going to be one of my projects over the next little bit. So I'm sure I'll be telling you more information about that over at my website, MikeDell.com, in case you're getting this through a podcatcher or whatever. And lots of exciting stuff going on over the next, probably all summer. I'm going to be ramping up business and like I said, with Blueberry, Raw Voice, Tech Podcast Network, we've got some exciting things coming down the pipe there. So that's going to be an interesting summer. So look forward to podcasting more. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this out on both feeds. So if you are listening to it on Mike Dell's World, it's the same file that come through on Mike Dell Unplugged and Radio Mike Dell. So actually, yeah, it'll only be once on there too. So anyway, enough of that stuff. Other than that, everything's going good. Get this cold kicked and weather's getting good. One of the bonus plans is I'm going to be on human time. I won't be sleeping during the day and working all night. Now I might work late. Who knows? When you're in your own business, you don't have a schedule, and that's going to be kind of nice. I want to try to keep to some sort of a routine, but it's going to be nice that, some night if I need to, do something, into the evening, that's great. And if, say the wife has a day off during the week, I can take the day off and we can go do something together on Tuesday or whatever, So anyway, another thing is, time freedom. That's just going to be the bonus plan. And what's nice is it's an all around good deal. At first I was a little shocked and freaked out because, well, I wasn't shocked, believe me, but I was a little freaked out that it's starting right now. I was going to give a month's notice, so that would have given me a month to do a little more planning. So, but hey, why not? Throw it right in the throw it right in the fire and get her going. So I'm looking forward to the next 20 years, and hopefully it goes well. And like I said, with as many different avenues that I'm pursuing, hopefully between all of them, it'll provide me with what I need to make a living. And I think it will. And like I said, I'm not going to be overly pushy about selling stuff and all that, on these podcasts, because that's just not me. And that's the other thing. I want to have control over my ethics. Where when you're with a company, and it's any company, they may do something that you wouldn't quite do that way. And since it's not your company, you've got to follow in those rules. And, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not a real good rule follower. So anyway, I don't go out and break laws and, just flaunt authority. But on the other hand, I'm not one of the, not a easily conformist. And like I said, I think this is all for the better. I'm not an overly religious person when it comes to, pushing it on anybody, but I think it was the hand of God come down and slapped me upside the head and said, "Dummy, you're doing the wrong thing. And here, go this way." And he made sure that I went that way. So here I go. And then I'll take you guys along for the ride. Enough of me blabbering. We'll catch you later, and you can catch me later.